most complete KITV4 News at 6 starts now.
All right, this is a live look at the state capitol. Same-sex marriage is on the agenda, and hundreds have gathered as we speak.
They are split by the issue, but equal in their passion as the final House vote on the marriage equality bill draws closer and closer.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us. I'm Paula Akana.
And I'm Yenji Denise. The House has been at it since 10 o'clock this morning. Those for and against same-sex marriage are also planning to be at the Capitol as long as it takes. We have team coverage tonight. Our Catherine Cruz has been speaking with members of the community who've been at the Capitol all day to make their voices heard. But first, we want to go to KITV4's Andrew Pereira, who breaks down what went down in House chambers today. Andrew.
Yenji, Paula, it's almost an exact repeat and an almost exact mirror image of Wednesday's 11-hour marathon session. 16 floor amendments were introduced today in the House from those who say they want to either delay the same-sex marriage vote or they say make the same-sex marriage bill even better. Hours and hours of debate has clearly worn weary lawmakers who were called into a special session by the governor October 28th. On one side of the House chamber, those who want equal marriage rights. On the other, those who want to preserve traditional marriage.
We've seen what we're doing to the people of Hawaii, Mr. Speaker. You take a look, we have a red line that's dividing the community.
Like Wednesday, the process leading up to a final vote in the House was bogged down by floor amendments, 16 in all. The first amendment, introduced by minority Republicans, would have created a task force to study same-sex marriage before lawmakers could act. Another GOP-led effort would have allowed teachers and parents to opt out of same-sex education in schools. Opponents say they're concerned about activist judges forcing same-sex curriculum into the classroom.
It takes one judge, just one, and I think, Mr. Speaker, we can find one here in Honolulu.
But perhaps the most contentious amendment dealt with so-called conscientious objectors, private businesses who refuse services to gay couples because of their religious beliefs.
A bed and breakfast who has this very issue tied up in court. You know how much it costs to go to court to fight these issues or to settle these issues, to adjudicate these issues?
Democrat Representative Joe Jordan, who's openly gay, stood up for more protections of small businesses under what's known as Hawaii's public accommodations law.
I don't think our public accommodation law can supersede our First Amendment right. Why don't we just put bright lines and define it right off the bat?
However, some representatives say such an exemption amounts to legalized discrimination.
This bill, while purporting to protect the rights of small businesses, actually undermines the civil rights of everybody else. It would allow a business to put a sign in a window saying, essentially, no gays allowed.
One by one, floor amendments have been killed by a voice vote.
Voice vote. All those in favor for the floor amendment number 17 signify by saying aye. All those opposed say no. The floor amendment has failed.
Late in the day, Governor Abercrombie and his wife Nancy Caraway joined same-sex marriage supporters in the House chamber. Lawmakers concerned about religious freedoms did win a victory during the committee process. On Tuesday, the same-sex marriage bill was amended to safeguard churches from having to offer their facilities to gay couples if they make those facilities available to the general public. Now back here live at the state capitol, all 16 of those floor amendments have now been heard and debated, all 16 killed by a voice vote. Now if the House tonight passes the same-sex marriage bill on third and final reading, it heads back to the Senate, which could take up the measure on Tuesday. If the Senate then approves the same-sex marriage bill, it would head directly to the governor's office. I'm told the governor could approve the bill as soon as Wednesday. Paula, Yenji.